Central Virginia's longest-running high school academic quiz show. Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan. And now, host Cheryl Miller.
Hello and good morning. Thanks so much for joining us for Battle of the Brains. I'm Cheryl Miller. We're in round one of our new season of Battle, and we note due to the pandemic, we've had to make some changes in our academic challenge. Our competition welcomes teams from schools all across the Commonwealth of Virginia, joining us remotely. Today's teams, the Comets of Granby High School, coached by Rob Lemure. Granby High School is part of the Norfolk Public School System. It's the only high school in its school division that offers an international baccalaureate program. Also with us remotely today, the Cougars of Collegiate School, coached by Tyler Boyd and Will Dunlap. Collegiate School is a private co-educational preparatory school in Richmond's West End, serving students in junior kindergarten through 12th grade. A big welcome to our teams today, and we'll introduce you to the students a little bit later on. Since we can't all be together here in our studio, here's how the gameplay has changed. We will have toss-up rounds with questions directed to each team. Players will answer by raising their hand. Also this season, we have Virginia-based video questions from the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch. Good luck, teams. Let's start the first toss-up round. The first question goes to Granby. Name the North Carolina location that was the first attempt at founding a permanent English settlement in 1584. Matthew.
Roanoke.
I need you to be more specific.
Manteo.
The judge is saying yes. We were looking for Roanoke Island. All right, Collegiate. A February 1960 sit-in by 4 black students at Woolworth's lunch counter in this North Carolina city sparked a national civil rights movement against segregation. Max.
Greensboro.
That is correct. Granby. By 1750, these followers of George Fox formed a quarter of Pennsylvania's population. What is this religious sect, also known as the Society of Friends? Matthew.
Quakers.
Quakers is correct. Collegiate. In 1947, the United States began a 4-year program that gave billions of dollars to help rebuild European economies after World War II. What was the name of this program? Mason.
The Marshall Plan.
That is correct, or also called the European Recovery Program. Granby, among its denotations are negative 90.1 degrees Newton, negative 459.67 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 273.15 degrees Celsius, or 0 Kelvin. Name this temperature at which molecular motion stops. Nathan.
Absolute zero.
Absolutely correct. Collegiate School, you may need your pencil and paper for this one. What is the product of the first 4 even integers? And that would be 384. 2 times 4 times 6 times 8. Granby, please watch the screen and listen closely. Here is your video question from a member of the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch.
The historic McLean House is where Robert E. Lee surrendered to Ulysses S. Grant to end the U.S. Civil War. In what town is the McLean House located?
Matthew.
Appomattox.
That is correct. Collegiate, this invasive bug was believed brought by British ships in the bedding of German soldiers during the Revolutionary War. What is this insect? Mason.
Bedbugs.
That is incorrect. It was the Hessian fly, or barley midge. Granby, the last book of the New Testament is Revelations. What book with only a single chapter and 25 verses is next to last? Matthew.
2nd John.
It would actually be the book of Jude. Collegiate, this type of radiation is similar to X-rays and can not only penetrate the skin, but also lead and concrete. Name this type of radiation that turned the Hulk, Bruce Banner, green. Braden.
Gamma radiation.
Gamma rays is correct. Granby, Honshu, and Shikoku are 2 islands in what country where the natives refer to themselves as Nihonjin and call their language Nihongo? Mark.
Japan.
Japan is correct. Collegiate School, a quote on his Chicago statue reads, "He stood before us, suspended above the earth, free from all its laws." Named as North Carolina native who played for the Chicago Bulls. Max.
Michael Jordan.
That is correct. And that buzzer means the end of our first toss-up round. A good job so far by our team, so we've got a lot more questions for them. Up next, we'll meet today's players, and then they'll take on the category round here on Battle of the Brains.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
Here are the scores following the first toss-up round here on Battle of the Brains. Granby High School with 50 points, Collegiate School with 40 points. And we'll get back to our match just ahead, but first we want you to meet our players today. Let's start with our team from Granby High School. They are the Comets. Their coach is Rob Lemure. First up is Mark Greco, who is a sophomore. He enjoys cooking and likes to play video games and says he would hope one day to have a job related to history. Our team captain for Granby High School is Matthew Larkin, who is a senior. Matthew's an Eagle Scout. He plays volleyball and tennis. He's a member of the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program. And in his free time, he enjoys hiking, eating, reading, and bike riding. Next up is Nathan McCarty, who is a junior. He says this is his third team on the Scholastic Bowl team. Yeah, I recognize you, Nathan. He enjoys long walks on the beach and wants to continue education in a post-secondary school. And wrapping up our team from Granby High School is Navali Baxendale, who is a senior. This is her second year on the Scholastic Bowl team. She's in the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program, plays soccer, and enjoys eating shrimp, and her favorite animals are harbor seals. Can't go wrong with that. That's our team from Granby High School. So good to have you here with us today playing Battle of the Brains. Now let's meet our team from Collegiate School. The Cougars are coached by Will Dunlap and Tyler Boyd. First up, Braden Phelps, who is a sophomore. He enjoys playing football and lacrosse for his school. He plays bass guitar in a band, and he's a member of the school's investment club. The team captain for Collegiate School is Mason Chapman, who is a senior. He's an athlete, runs varsity cross country and track, one of the presidents of school's investments club, and wants to study business and computer science. Next up is Max McManus, who is a senior who runs varsity cross country, is an avid spike ball player, and is president of the Model Congress Club at school. And wrapping up our team from Collegiate is Vivian Sievers, who's a junior. She's an athlete, plays field hockey, enjoys soccer, playing soccer, and rock climbing. Hopes to incorporate a range of interests when she gets to college. And you can do that now. You don't have to wait until you get to college, Vivian. That's our team from Collegiate School. And now for our category round. Each team will select one 10-question category from today's choices. If a team gets all of its questions correct in the allotted time, they'll receive a 20-point bonus. Teams, here are today's categories from which you may choose. They are Who Was President, Begins with F, and Alphabet Answers. And we do note that in this round, only the captain can officially answer for the team, though they may confer with their teammates to try to come up with the correct answers. And by rules, high score team gets first choice of category. That is our team from Granby. So Matthew, if you can unmute your microphone and quickly talk it over with your teammates, what you'd like to choose.
What do you guys think? I think we could do presidents. Nathan, do you agree?
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, I couldn't be very helpful with that.
All right. Well, so I'm not sure what the other two mean even. Begins with F seems like it could either be really easy or really hard.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think?
I would say if you feel confident.
Just go with
All right. We're gonna go with Who Was President.
All right, I'll give you a description. You name the U.S. president. The first is, who was president during the U.S. bicentennial celebrations?
Benjamin Harrison.
That would be Gerald Ford. When Jesse Owens won 4 Olympic gold medals in 1936?
FDR.
Correct. That from 1789 to 1797 cast only 2 vetoes?
Washington.
Correct. Who was president when the Communist People's Republic of China was founded?
Harry Truman.
Correct. Who was president at the start of the Great Depression?
Herbert Hoover.
Correct. Who was president when Napoleon became first consul?
Jefferson.
John Adams. Who was president who signed the Medicare bill?
Lyndon Johnson.
Correct. Who was president when the first female Supreme Court justice took the bench?
Ronald Reagan.
Correct. Who became president after Abraham Lincoln was assassinated?
Andrew Johnson.
Correct. And finally, who was president when Alaska became a state?
That was
Eisenhower.
1959.
Eisenhower.
Eisenhower is correct. Good job. You know your presidents. That was a good choice. All right, Collegiate School either begins with F or alphabet answers. And Mason, talk it over with your teammates.
We'll take begins with F.
All right, name these things, places, or people that begin with the letter F. The first is creature of Mary Shelley's imagination.
Frankenstein.
Correct. Game associated with Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio.
Football.
Correct. Another name for a hot dog.
Frankfurter.
Correct. The Sunshine State.
Florida.
Correct. The F in F. Delano Roosevelt.
Franklin.
Correct. This is burned to supply heat or power.
Fuel.
Correct. Fortified milk for a baby.
Formula.
Correct. Site of the U.S. Gold Depository.
Fort Knox.
Correct. Water does this at 0 degrees Celsius.
Freezes.
Correct. And finally, a silly or stupid person.
Fool.
That is correct, and that is a sweep of the category for you and a 20-point bonus for our team from Collegiate School. Good job with the category teams. Up next, we've got another toss-up round as we continue here on Battle of the Brains.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
Here are the scores following the category round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from Granby High School with 90 points. Our team from Collegiate School, 110 points. And now back to Battle of the Brains and another toss-up round. Again, this season, questions are being directed team to team or alternating between them. Anyone on that team may answer by raising their hand and waiting for me to call on them. And there are no point deductions for an incorrect answer. We'll start this toss-up round with Granby High School. Here's your question. A quote in biology. A three-dimensional spiral, 2 of which can be found intertwined in a molecule of DNA, has what 5-letter name? Nivali.
Helix.
Helix is correct. Collegiate School, what is the name for the organs filled with thousands of filters called nephrons, which remove waste from the blood? Max.
Liver.
That would be your kidneys. Granby, known as the Georgia Peach, what former Detroit Tiger holds the record for the highest lifetime batting average with 366? That would be Ty Cobb. Collegiate School, you may need your pencil and paper for this one. John wants to fill a measure of 6/8 time with 2 identical eighth notes and 2 identical quarter notes and wants to know the number of different ways he can do so. How many ways are there to arrange those 4 notes? Mason?
64.
It's actually just 6 ways. Granby. This 480 BC battle was fought in a Greek mountain pass so narrow that only 2 chariots could pass at once, this allowing 300 Spartans led by Leonidas to keep Xerxes' vast hordes at bay. Name this Persian War battle. Mark.
Thermopylae.
The Battle of Thermopylae is correct. Collegiate School, please watch the screen and listen closely. Here is your Virginia-based video question from a member of the Battle of the Brains, Brainy Bunch.
Kyle Guy, DeAndre Hunter, and Ty Jerome led which university to the 2019 NCAA Men's Basketball Championship?
We've got 3 hands up. Judges, which hand went up first?
Top right.
Okay, Braden.
University of Virginia.
That is correct. Granby, born the youngest daughter of Ferdinand and Isabella of Spain, she was the first wife of Henry VIII of England. Who was this English queen whose marital troubles led to the creation of the Church of England? Mark.
Catherine of Aragon.
That is correct. Collegiate, you may need your pencil and paper. 2 complementary angles measure 6R and 9R degrees respectively. How many degrees does the R represent? Max?
12.
It's actually 6 degrees. Granby, this man led a band of frontiersmen and former indentured servants in attacks on Native Americans in the spring of 1676. Who was this Virginia colonist whose sudden death undermined this rebellion? Matthew?
Bacon.
Nathaniel Bacon is correct. Collegiate, in the A.A. Milne books, who was Winnie the Pooh's porcine friend? Max?
Eeyore.
It would be Piglet. Granby, you made your pencil and paper for this one. If the perimeter of a regular pentagon is 75 inches, what is the length of one side? Nathan?
15.
15 inches is correct. Collegiate School, what British author created the character of Super Agent 007, James Bond? Mason?
Ian Fleming.
Correct. And that buzzer means one more toss-up round ahead, and we'll have today's winner here on Battle of the Brains.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
Here are the scores as we head into the final round here on Battle of the Brains. Granby High School with 140 points, Collegiate School with 130 points. And in this final toss-up round, the point score for a correct answer is doubled, and there is no deduction for an incorrect answer. Again, in our virtual version of Battle of the Brains, we are directing questions team to team. Anyone on that team can answer by raising their hand and waiting for me to call on them. Now, here's our final toss-up round. Teams, we start with our Granby team. This national park is 1,250 square miles of desert located in California. Identify this park that is named for the twisted, prickly member of the agave family that grows there. Nivale.
Joshua Tree.
Joshua Tree National Park is correct. Collegiate School, what two-word phrase is sometimes used both for the early Middle Ages and for the centuries from 500 to 1000 because of the general chaos and anarchy that followed the collapse of the Roman Empire? Mason?
Dark Ages.
That is correct. Granby, this Quentin Tarantino movie was put into the National Register of Film. Name this 1994 movie about two mob hitmen that marked the comeback of actor John Travolta. Matthew?
Pulp Fiction.
That is correct. Collegiate School, you may need your pencil and paper. Out of 25 classmates, some unknown number have blue eyes. Half of the 10 boys have blue eyes, but only 1/5 of the girls have blue eyes. How many total people in the class, boys and girls, have blue eyes? Mason?
8.
8 is correct. Granby, you may need your pencil and paper. A gardener has 200 meters of fencing. What is the largest area in square meters that can be enclosed? That would be 2,500 square meters. Collegiate, perhaps the single most famous proposition in the history of philosophy was uttered by which French mathematician and philosopher who stated in Latin, cogito ergo sum? Braden?
Descartes.
That is correct. Rene Descartes said, I think, therefore I am. Granby, what two-word phrase answers the following definition? Policies of governments and other institutions, private or public, intended to promote employment, contracting, educational, and other opportunities for members of historically disadvantaged groups. Matthew?
Affirmative action.
That is correct. Collegiate School, patented in 1937, the original version of this product has 6 ingredients and comes in a blue and yellow can. Made by Hormel, name this popular World War II meat that you can still buy today. Max?
Spam.
That is correct. Granby, often called a cost of living index, or this CPI measures the change in the cost of basic goods and services in comparison with a fixed base period. Name this measure of how much ordinary people pay for their consumer goods and services. Nathan?
Consumer Price Index.
It would be the Consumer Price Index.
That's what I said.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ma'am, that's what I said.
I'm sorry. The judges are saying that's what you said. So, yes, you got that correct. Collegiate, for an object orbiting the sun, what name is given to the point distance in time where the object is farthest from the sun in its elliptical orbit? That would be the aphelion. Granby, in 1993, after the same message was accidentally posted more than 200 times to an online discussion group, this word began to be applied to junk email. Name it. Matthew.
Spam.
That is correct. Collegiate, represented by a small dot of light, what single memory location on a display screen do tech buyers measure in millions to determine the quality of resolution? Mason.
Pixels.
That is correct. And that buzzer means the end of our game. While our judges double check the final score, we do want to remind you how to stay connected with Battle of the Brains. To find out more about our show, just log on to battleofthebrains.net. You'll also find Battle of the Brains on Facebook and full episodes of our show on our YouTube page. As we continue round one of our new season of Battle, join us next week when we virtually welcome teams from Benedictine College Preparatory in Goochland and Jamestown High School in James City County. Now, here's the final score for today's match. The winning team moving on to round two. It was close all the way. Collegiate School ending the match with 230 points. Great job today by Braden, Mason, Max, and Vivian. Our winners with 240 points, our team from Granby High School. Congratulations to Mark, Matthew, Nathan, and Navali. We will see you in the next round. I'm Cheryl Miller. Thanks for watching and playing along here on Battle of the Brains, and we'll see you back here next Saturday morning. Great job, teams.
Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.